Two-time U.S. Open 9-ball champion. Dynamite, Darren, Appleton.
I came from the mud.
Looks good. Looks good. It is good.
Most important one was winning the World 10-ball championship because it's everyone's dream to be world champion.
Couldn't go into the edge of this.
I'm a grinder, fighter, play with a lot of emotion, a lot of art. Hello guys, welcome back. Today something a little bit different. You're going to see me playing against a ghost playing 10-ball. But this ghost has got a name. I'm going to call the ghost Shane Van Bonen. Probably one of my biggest rivals over the last 15 years playing American pool. I had a lot of great battles. So I like to try and visualize someone I'm playing against when I'm playing the ghost. So it just puts that little bit of pressure on. So can I beat Shane Van Bonen? Who is the ghost, and obviously people like him and Joshua Filler, they play like the ghost. There's not many mistakes, so you know when you play these guys, your game's got to be on point. Anyway, the rules are going to be a race to 9. I'm going to do it with commentary as well. If I make a ball on the break and I've got a pretty easy open shot after the break, I don't take ball in hand. That's just my rules. If I break the balls good and don't make a ball, I still get ball in hand. But if I feel like I didn't break the balls good and I come dry, then I won't take ball in hand. If I make a ball on the break and I've no shot, I'll take ball in hand. If I scratch on the break, then I'll lose the rack. Anyway, let's give it a go. Right then guys, let's give it a go. Race to 9 against Shane Van Bonen, who is today my ghost. So pretty good break, pretty good control of the cue ball. Made one of my target balls. You're always trying to make one of the second balls down in the stack into the side. So I don't really have a good shot on the one ball, so I take ball in hand here. I think that break deserved that. It's always important when you're playing matches to get off to a good start. So again, when you're playing rotation, it's very important to, especially when you've got an open table, I have no problems at all here. It's very important to think 3 shots in front. So I'm thinking, right, where do I need to be on the 2 to get to the 3? So first shot here, just a nice little stop shot. And then after the 3, I start thinking, right, which is the next ball after the 3, which is the 5. So now I'm thinking, right, I need to get on the 3 and then the 5 to the 6. So the 5's connected really well, so I don't have to worry about that. So here, play a nice little punch shot, well, just above the cue ball, because I don't want to get into it too much and kiss the 3. Probably didn't get into it quite enough, but it's not too bad. 2 options here. I can just like soft draw it and come here, or I can swing it round and come here on this rail. So that really depends where the next ball is, which is the 6. The 6 goes in this pocket. Don't really want to leave the 6 for the side pocket because it's off angle. Ideally, I'd like it in the corner over there. But anyway, I've got a little bit more angle than I thought, so I'm going to swing it around and try and get here. So that gives me a lot more options then to get from the 5 to the 6. If I don't land on the rail, it's not the end of the world. As it is, I've played it perfect. Right, so again, I've given myself more options now. By playing that shot, I can just go 2 rails here, play for the 6 in the side, which is a pretty good option. The other option is to come round the back of the 6 and come here, but I don't really sort of want to leave the cue ball here and then start flying around the table. So I think I'm just going to play for the side. Anywhere here would be nice. So just visualise that spot where you need to land. So here I'm playing with loads of right English. Hitting quite fat on the 5, so I'm just swinging that cue ball even wider out there because I don't want to get off angle on the 6. It's not too bad. So just off straight, I can sort of punch this ball in. Don't need to get too close to the 7 because the 7 is close to the pocket. Just like that. So here now I'm thinking about how to get from the 8 to the 9. So if I go from the 8 to the 9, land somewhere around there, that's pretty good. So I can just roll this 7 ball in. played that just with a trace of right. And then landed perfect. So I can just come off the side rail here for the 9, and that will connect nicely to the 10. Didn't get into the cue ball there, guys. Sort of pulled out a little bit. It's what we call like quit on the shot. But anyway, still got a shot. A little bit tougher than where it should be. 2 options. You can draw off the side rail, or I can just play this with follow. I think I'm going to play with follow it in the first rack. You're never quite sure how you're cueing, because I didn't have a warm-up before this, so felt a little bit of pressure there. I made it, and nice on the 10. Well, yeah, pretty happy with that. It's 1-0 to me versus Shame and Boning, who is today's Ghost. Right, rack number 2. Just below centre of the cue ball. On my backstroke, make sure I keep my eyes on the cue ball. Okay, didn't hit them great. So for that reason, I'm not going to take ball in hand. But I do have a shot on the 1. Not an easy layout, because the 2 is a little bit tricky. Besides that, there's no real problem balls. So this rack, really, if I can get good shape on the 2 here, just about goes in the side. If I land short, I can play it off the 9. So the first shot here is key. It's not easy to get perfect on this 2 when the ball's deep in the pocket. So here, just hit it nice and thin with a touch of right. Yeah, as you can see, it just always racks a little bit funny when it's over the pocket. And I caught that a little bit too fat, so now I'm in trouble. Not only just making the balls tough, but also getting position now. Yeah, so I'm going to have to risk playing the 2 onto the 9, which is very difficult. Hopefully that 2 goes down there, and I can kiss the 5 and sort of land somewhere around here, but I'm a little bit worried about the cue ball coming here. But I have no real other shot, so here we go. See, that was the problem. So it's not looking good, so I've got to somehow kick this 2 ball into this corner. And even if I kick it in, making the 3 is going to be tough also. So I need to try and hit somewhere around here on this rail. So what I do is that I come on the opposite rail, go halfway, so it's my finger to that middle diamond, pick out my point in the background, or come parallel across with my cue. So I did find something on the wall, so I can just pick that spot out on the wall, hopefully put a good execution on it. Sometimes you make these shots. Pretty close. So just missed it. So that's lose that rack. So that's now 1-1. Right, rack number 3. Pretty good break there. Happy with the hit there. I've got a shot anyway. Didn't make a ball, but I sort of felt as if I hit them pretty good. Anyway, I've got a shot and a pretty wide open table. Sort of look at any problem balls, but the 8 and 9 sort of situated nicely for each other, and the 7 to the 8's not too bad. So again, I'll be thinking 3 shots in front all the time here. So making sure I get the right angle on the 2 to get to the 3. Landing straight's okay because the 3 goes in that corner, and that would be ideal. Didn't get into the cue ball either there, but it's okay. Just left a little bit more distance than what I would like. Also run that further through than what I would like. I've got two options here. I can play like a sort of a soft draw, but it's not easy when you jack down. Or punch it off the side rail and come back across, which I think is the right shot. Yeah, caught it a little bit thinner than I would like, but we'll take it. Right, so the 4 to the 5 is the big shot in the rack, really. Alright, yeah, probably, yeah. I think 7 to the 8 should be no problem. I can just kill this ball and come here, or I can come across here for the 5. I think I'm just going to kill it. So, soft little draw, low on the cue ball, short on my... so when I bring the cue back, I won't bring it back too much. Just a couple of inches. Just like that. Might have held it too much. So now, yeah, so I'm going to have to play for the 6 in the same corner. Come a little bit short again. So I'm going to have to come off the side rail here and leave the 7 to just come across here for the 8, which is okay. Might be the better option anyway. So I just played that with a touch of right. So pretty decent on the 7. Just play with eyeball with quite a bit of right and hopefully come here. Yeah, that was a little weird angle. If I punched it, you bring the scratch into play, or even going behind the 9. So played that pretty well. Trying to do anything fancy there by drawing back and getting too close. Got a nice little angle on the 9. That's 2-1 to me. Right, so a 2-1 lead over Mr. Van Bonin. Again, another good break. Got the cue ball past the side pocket, which was what we're always trying to do. Made the ball. No real easy shot, so I'll be taking cue ball in hand here. So the key shot, the 2 does pass the 10, so that's very important because it doesn't have many pockets. It's the only real pocket, really. So what's the best way to get onto the 2? The one thing you don't want to do is put the cue ball here and draw this way. Can go this way, maybe 2 rails like this. That's an option. Or we can put the cue ball here and go this way. Don't really like that either. Unless I can come short of the side pocket and leave a tougher shot on the 2. Because you've got to think about the 3 to the 4 as well. So it's actually a little tricky run out here. So I think I'm going to do my original plan. Go 2 rails. Hopefully come off this rail as well. Even if I get straight on the 2, that's okay. So high right. Maybe a tipper right. Don't want to get on the rail, which I have done. Got a slight angle, but not a natural angle where I can just play follow. I'll be sort of going towards the 8. And I've got to think about getting from the 3 to the 4 also. So ideally I'd like to be somewhere around here. Just didn't get into the cue ball enough there. Anyway, I'm just going to punch this off the short rail there. Try and put a good stroke on it. And whenever you're jacking down, make sure when you're ready to pull the trigger, you keep your eyes on the cue ball. Very important, because whenever you're coming down into the cue ball, if you're looking at the object ball, it's so easy to miss it, that cue ball. So a slight angle on the 3, I could just kill it and come here with a cue ball. Let's have a look, see if I can do that. I don't want to play with fire unless I have to, and I can do that, so I'm just going to play a soft draw here. Not bad. So key shot here, not easy. Do I come off the side rail and come here for the 5? Or do I come here for the 5? Personal preference really. I think I'm just going to soft draw it and play for the 5 in the side. Played it pretty good. Got a nice lang on the 5. Do I come here for the 7 in the side? Or do I risk going around the back of the 7 or playing the 7 in this corner? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I'm going to play somewhere around here. So if I don't have it in the side, I should have it in this corner. So bottom right, or stun right. It's pretty good in the side, I think. If I come too far, I would have had it in the bottom. I can play it in the side, just roll it in. Hopefully come somewhere around here with the cue ball. Land straightish for the 8. That's pretty good. Make sure where I need to be on the 9. Don't want to land straight so that I'm drawing back this way. So anywhere here would be nice. That's pretty good. Nice angle. Just draw over to the side rail now. Let's double check my angle. Don't try and hit the ball too hard. That is going to put us up 3-1 against our opponent today. It's SVB. Right, so rack 5. Current score is 3-1 to me. Good break this time. Made one of my key balls. Don't have a shot after the break, so I'll get ball in hand. Sort of a tricky layout here. The 5 and the 6 are the problems. The 5, 6 and 10. The 5 goes if I get here, but not easy to get there, and won't be easy shot to get on the 6 from there. But there isn't much else there because I'll have to play the 1, the 2, the 3, 4. So the 4's laying okay if I get good on the 4 to get back on the 5. So again, thinking 3 shots in front here, which is the best way to get to the 2, and then the 2 to the 3. That's not bad either. I can play the 1, come here, play the 2, maybe come in between the 4 and the 9. Come here with the cue ball. Yep, I think I like that. Just double check, make sure the 3 goes. Actually, just play 1 rail here. Yep, just a 1 rail. So I'm going to draw down to the short rail there. Probably hit this too hard, but not to worry. Yeah, I can still punch this in and come in between the 4 and the 9. If I kiss the 4, it should be okay. Just like that. So this is really important shot right now that I get good on the 4. Anywhere here would be nice. Looks pretty good. So anywhere here on the 5 would be pretty good. Give me a good chance. So this is really a very important shot to get good on the 5. Right, didn't get off the rail as much as I would like, but I've got a shot. That's all you can ask for. So this is just focus on making the ball. Sort of game ball, really. And played it really well. And I've got perfect on the 6, so I can follow. I don't want to land there. I'm going to play follow with left. Sorry, come off the rail and come here for the 8. So just nice and high with a touch of left, about a tip of left. Let the cue ball do all the work. Just come somewhere around here for the 9. Again, just slightly overcut the 8. No English on that shot, just plain ball. 2 options here. I can play for the side or the corner. Sort of lane perfect to draw it back for the side, so that's what I'm going to do. Nicely on the 10. And that gives me a 4-1 lead over today's opponent, SVB. Right, so 4-1 to me. So this is rack number 6. My best break so far. Hit them really square. Good pop on the cue ball. Yeah, don't really have a great shot on the 1, so I'm going to have to take the ball in hand. Everything connects nicely here. The only thing I'm probably thinking about here is the 4 to the 6, but the 6 even goes in the side, so that's not a problem. So these are the layouts you want if it's hill or something like that, or the last rack to win a tournament. No, you do well to mess these up. You can mess them up because I've seen it and probably done it myself. So still got to keep your focus and give every shot 100%. Right, little angle on the 4. You don't want to draw back here. It's risky. If I go forward, I can do that. Don't really want to go thin and use the short rail, so I'm just going to play the 1 rail here. Let's make sure I put a good stroke on it. I'll probably put too good a stroke on it. That's not really ideal. That's careless. So here I'm going to play with follow, play the 1 rail, try and come off his 2nd rail here for the 8 here. Yeah, it's not what I wanted to leave, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I would like this to slow down just a touch. Played that with a touch of left, played it pretty good. Here, just play the 1 rail. Nicely out for the 9. And this will give me a 5-1 lead against the great SVB. Right, so things are going pretty good so far, but when you're playing against a ghost, it can change very quickly. Just like that. Because that is loss of rack. And I sort of cursed myself there, jinxed myself. Should have kept my mouth shut. So I lose that rack, and now the score is 5-2. So 5-2. There's nothing worse than scratching straight into the side pocket. and playing against the quality of players at the top end of the pro level, you're going to get punished. Right, I hit them pretty good, but got a little bit too much spin on the cue ball, so as it was arcing there, it tried to go in the side. Luckily it didn't. Yeah, so I've got a ball in hand. And move this stack. So here, I've got to get shape from the 1 to the 2, 3 to 5 needs to be, take some care on that. 7 to 8 could be a little bit tricky also. So yeah, let's try and make this as easy as possible. So I'm going to make this and try and bump off the short rail, maybe a foot. Leave an angle on the 2. That's not too bad. Because here I don't want to land here. Straight's okay, or this side of the 3 is okay. So here, top right. Try not to baby it, just like that. That's not ideal, because now I have to take this path, and that's not good. So I'm going to play for the 5 in the side pocket here. So you're not always going to go to plan, so don't worry, just try and find solutions, that's the key. So I need to punch this in with a touch of left and come somewhere around where the stack is. It's just below centre of the cue ball, a bit of left. Slightly overdid it, but I guess it's better than the Honda doing it and landing there. Side's a bit tricky, so I'm going to take this in the corner. Just kill the cue ball. Anywhere here would be nice. Yeah, so just a nice little soft draw here. Caught it a little fatter than I want, but because I played it a soft draw, the pocket took it. So do I play for the 7? Do I come here? Or do I leave it short and come across twice? The 8 will go in the side. So I'm thinking, do I leave this ball here? Come twice across, or do I leave the cue ball here? I think this is a better option. I think. Eye on the cue ball, hope that slows down just a touch. So here I've got options. If I land short, I've got the 8 in the corner, or I've got the 8 in the side. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, it's laying pretty nice. So just a soft draw here. Slightly overcut it, but it's okay. I got it in the side. I think I got a slight angle as well. So that's good. Nicely on the 10. This will give me a 6-2 lead. Right, 6-2. My previous break I scratched, and then my last break just got away with scratching, so I need to hit these a little bit more squarer. Besides that, I broke pretty good. I've done it again. Yeah, I've not made a ball unless I get lucky and make that 3. And because I didn't hit them good, I'm not going to take ball in hand this time. But I do have a shot. So the 5 ball's a bit tricky. And the 4 to 5 is a bit tricky. Well, actually the 3's laying okay. If I can leave an angle on the 4 to get here for the 5. Because that's the 5 might squeeze in that bottom right. Definitely doesn't go in here. Goes in the side, but tight angle. Let's make sure we make this 1 ball here. Just punch it in. Leave a nice little angle on the 2. Don't want to risk coming off the side rail and bumping these out because you can get snookered. So I'll just try and get just somewhere around here would be nice. I'm not going to risk getting too close. I'm going to come here with a cue ball. Let's play with bottom left, but hit it really, like, just kill it. Just spin the cue ball out wide, just like that. Left a little bit more angle on this free ball than I would like. I can risk playing it with a lot of spin and come in here. If I get straight, like there, that's no good. Get off angle is not too bad. But to leave the angle, I'm risking getting snookered behind the 10. Well, I'm going to risk the shot anyway, so I'm going to play this just a high cue ball with about a tip and a half of right. And hopefully I don't land bang straight. And it's not too bad. Can't really go follow with speed because I might kiss the 6 and I'll be coming sort of here. That's no good. So I need to try and punch it in and try and get here or here. A key shot here. And the last thing I'm going to do is land short. So I'm going to put a good stroke on this. I have landed a little bit short. I might have the bank. I knew the bank was there if I did come short. So yeah, I'm going to have to play the bank. Do I bring the cue ball back here or do I try and leave the cue ball here? Here won't be too bad. So if I leave it here, it's pretty natural then to go 2 rails like this. So big shot here on the bank. Would have liked the cue ball off the rail. I think I might just be okay to avoid missing that 10. But make sure you put a good stroke on these. Don't hit them too hard. You don't want to scratch. Yeah, I didn't try to do anything fancy. Because the harder you hit that, the harder it swings out wider. And you bring the scratch into play. Can't play the 8 for the corner because I'll scratch in the side, so I need to get here with a cue ball. I'm not going to try and be too greedy and get that side of the 8. There's no need. Even though where the 9 ball is, there might be. So yeah, this is going to be tricky. Very tricky. Because when I make the 8 in the side, the natural is to come this way, which is not ideal. Because the 10 sort of in the way to make the 8 and go like this. So I don't think that's on there. So let's have a look. Yeah, a bit of bother here. So I might have to try and force something here, guys. Otherwise, I've very little chance of getting on that 9. But I think it's easiest to play with follow and right and go around the 2 rails, the short rails, long rail, and come here for the 9 for the 8. So big shot because it needs a lot of work, this cue ball, and it's not a great angle on the 7. Yeah, try to force it in too much, and yeah, probably overspun the ball, a bit quick on the stroke, and it was costly. So I believe that's 6-3. Yeah, so 6-3. I put a really quick stroke here on that 7 ball. It was disappointing. It wasn't an easy shot. Let's try and get a good break. Yeah, pretty good break there. Made one of my target balls. Let's have a look at the lay. Let's move the rack. All the balls look pretty well spread. Yeah, very tough shot from the 1 to the 2, so I will take ball in hand here because I did hit a good break. I'm going to make the 1, try and get here for the 2, then I can come round here for the 2 for the 3. So nothing special here. Best take it in this side pocket. And it's just natural for the cue ball to get exactly where I want it to. So here, play like a nice little soft punch draw shot. Just swing it round, not try and get greedy. Play for the 3 in the top more than anything. Yeah, just a soft draw there. I can play the 3 in the top. See where I need to be on the 4. If I got here, I could maybe go round over there for the 5, but if not, I can just go one rail and come back up here for the 5. Everything else is connecting really well. Not a lot of angle here, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try and force this free ball in. Oh yeah, even if I land short, I've got the 5 in the top. Just don't want to come too far. Got a little angle as well, so that's pretty good. So I can play this with follow. Just a touch of inside. Just making sure I land as short, really. Got to be a little bit careful here, though, that I don't kiss this 6. So I'm going to play it at a decent speed to try and avoid it in the 6. But if I do it the 6, I might kiss it in a nice way where I will have a shot. You see, that was a problem. I guess I've been a little touch unlucky, I think. Yeah, the bank's not even on now. I can't cut it in and the bank's not on. So yeah, I couldn't have really kissed that much worse. So what do we have here? The natural 1 rail escapes out of the equation. I don't think this is cuttable. Yeah, I'm in a spot of bother here. 8's in the way to play the 3 railer. I might have to kick at this ball. Can I cut that ball? Yeah, that's very thin. The 3 rail I might just go, so I'm going to try the 3 rail. Try the 3 rail, 6 in the corner. It's got a chance. Oh yes. Ooh, thin on the 8 ball. I can't play this slow because it's a natural scratch in the corner, so I'm going to have to go 1, 2, 3 rails here. Hopefully I make the 8 ball. It is thin. Missed the bump. Oh, if I missed the bump, it was really good. So I guess I've been a bit unlucky there, because that would have come here. Probably back down nicely for the 9. Still got a shot, but not an easy one. Wow, what an out this is. I know SVB wouldn't be happy with this. Wow, big rack as well, 7-3. So big rack there, guys. I know that will have hurt SVB, but I've got to make sure I kick on now. So 7-3, playing against the Ghost, which in my mind today is SVB for you guys. Yeah, I sort of like to put a bit of pressure on when I'm practicing, especially against the Ghost. So big rack here. If I can get to the hill very quickly. Good break again, but have I made a ball? No ball, but I feel like it was a good break. So yep, I'm going to take the ball in hand. I've no shot. The one didn't pass the 8, unfortunately. Right. So it's all about the free ball here. I need to get decent on the 2 to get to the 3. So here's okay. Here's not too bad. The only thing I don't want to do is land straight and on the rail. I just need to miss this pink 4 here. So low right. Don't hit the ball too hard. The harder you hit that ball, the less grab you get off the rail. I've left a nice little angle as well. I can punch it across. 4 goes in the side. That's perfect. Well, everything's looking good now. You can see everything's connecting nicely. I'll make sure I get the right side of the 5. So I'm going to roll this in just with a touch of right. Purposely leave the angle on the 5. If I get just off straight, I can draw it. If I had an angle, I could have punched it off the short rail. But sort of perfect here. Make sure you get where you want to be on the 7 to go to the 8. So just kill this 6 ball in. Soft draw, it makes the pocket so much bigger when you play it that way. For you amateurs who like to punch that ball, I don't really recommend that. Just a touch of right there, not playing loads of right. You don't need to play loads of spin when you're playing position. 2 options here. I can make it and go this way. That's okay. Or you can come out for the 9 here. I think I'm going to go forward. Just because of where the 10 was lying. And that's pretty much perfect. And that's going to put me on the hill, guys, at 8-3. Just needing 1 more rack. Yeah, so at 8-3, I think it's 8-3. So besides that 1 bad miss, played pretty good. I'm going to close it out. It's never over when you're playing those top guys. So always keep your focus. Right, bad break there. Deserved to scratch. Completely lost the cue ball. So I'm going to play from where it lands. You know, it's a bit too quick on the stroke there. Come across the cue ball. Sort of deserved to scratch. So I'm going to have to play from where I've landed. Well, the only shot I've got is a bank. It's not going to be easy to get on the 2 because you've got these blockers here. Yep, very difficult. I might even have to play the bank on the 2 ball as well. So I'm going to bank the 1 in here. And then play the bank on the 2. So big shot here, probably match ball. Can't do much with a cue ball though, so I'm going to have to leave the cue ball where the 2 is. So I'm going to have to play this just with a touch of right. Like that. So this is a key shot now. I can make this and avoid getting stuck behind that 5. That should be good. Oh, don't kiss the 4. Wow, didn't expect that. Fortunately, it still goes. But where's the 5 go? So I'm going to have to punch it back across here for the 5. So again, a big shot here. I can make this and get shape on the 5. Should be good. That's pretty good, guys. Where do I want to be on this 6? So Try and get the right side of the 6 here. So this is a little baby punch. A little baby punch run through. Just like that. So I just short my stroke up for those type of shots. 2 options here. I can just drop it in for the 7 in the corner, or I'll come round for the 7 in the side. I'm just going to play a soft little draw. Don't need to do anything fancy. And I think that's perfect. So just punch over here for the 8 in the side. Making sure I get the right side of the 8. And I'll just play a little, just pinch the pocket here. I'm going to make the 8 into the left hand side of the pocket so that the cue ball comes back here. If I make it clean, I'll be coming here. And that should do it. Again, another little baby punch run through. Just like that. So yeah, 9-3 against the Ghost. My opponent, my Ghost today was SVB, so that was my mindset. Because when you're playing these top guys, it's good to put a bit of pressure in your practice, and then you try that a little bit harder. And yeah, you know that you can't afford any mistakes. And I played some good shots, so I'm pretty happy with that. My break was a bit inconsistent, good at the start, bit dodgy in the middle. Then I put sort of a good one, a bad one. But 9-3 is a pretty good score. Only really made 1 bad mistake, so pretty happy with that. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time, and don't forget to subscribe, guys.